Taurus, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Keeping in mind these are general readings and may not resonate for everyone. So make sure to check out your other placements because you could have messages there as well. All right, my friends, let's get started here for Aries, or not Aries, we just read for Aries, for Taurus. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What is the energy around Taurus this week? Taurus. Your commitment is being tested, Taurus. Okay. And we see here adjustments are required. Okay. And last card here is prosperity lies ahead. So your commitment is being tested, but prosperity does lie ahead, but you may need to make some adjustments here. So let's see what you need to make adjustments in. You may need to adjust and be more flexible. You may need to be more sort of adaptable to things, making adjustments here with respect to the plan maybe. Maybe the overall vision needs some adjustments. Let's have a look here. But you probably feel a little bit like you're being tested this week, Taurus. And it's your commitment that's being tested. But even as I cut the deck, I see the Sun card. So I feel like prosperity does indeed lay ahead for you. Let's see here for Taurus. Okay. Page of Cups in reverse. Five of Swords, Knight of Cups, okay. Let's put here for Taurus, thank you. Six of Swords. Okay, so you got the 5 and the 6 of Swords. You got the Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the 8 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Very interesting spread. Okay, so having a look at this here, makes me feel like whatever it is that you feel like your commitment is being tested on here, you're missing some signs. Something is blocking your creativity, and that's where you need to make adjustments. You may need to get distance from a certain way of communicating to yourself or to others. There's a block being created here in your creativity, and it could be because there is this need to sort of build up your confidence. So you're missing some signs here about needing to sort of make some adjustments around your level of confidence and getting distance from some limiting beliefs, getting distance from some old stories that may not serve you anymore. You're transitioning here. This is a transitional moment where, yeah, indeed, your commitment is being tested, and it feels to me like you're being guided to go the distance here, because if you can make some adjustments in terms of how you're seeing things and how you're sort of paying attention to different things or missing things entirely, you're going to notice things shift at that point. You might be feeling a little bit sensitive to feedback when I see this Page of Cups. So, it's interesting as you're trying to make some adjustments here. If you were to get any advice or feedback, you might reject it and sort of feel like it was an insult instead of someone trying to guide you. I feel like you're missing some confidence when it comes to whatever it is that you're trying to bring forward right now. So whatever it is that you're working on, it feels to me like it's something that is emotional for you. You have an emotional connection to this, and it's almost like you feel like you're going to be defeated. Yeah, like there's a level of low confidence around this right now. And it could be because you're at the stage of things where things aren't moving. You feel blocked. There's a creative block here, and it has to do with confidence in yourself and your ability to sort of be vulnerable. When I see the Knight of Cups coming through for you, that makes me wonder, are you wearing your heart on your sleeve? Are you sort of being at your highest level of creativity? It's interesting. Are you in touch with your emotions, or are you denying them? You know, are you denying those emotions? And it's interesting. It's almost like you need to get distance from some emotional attachments that you have to things that aren't serving you here, Taurus. You know, your commitment to whatever it is that you're working on this week seems to be blocked by low confidence, and also this idea here that you need to be more in touch with your emotions, and to be open with that, to have an open heart. You might be finding yourself with some unrealistic expectations that need adjustments. So your expectations and your confidence need some tweaking here. And I feel like you need to get distance from a certain narrative that's running through your mind, that you won't be able to do this, and that things aren't working out, and that everyone is attacking you. You know, it's interesting. It's almost like that's what we're, you know, that's what the center of this is how you're perceiving things right now. That needs adjustments. Your confidence needs adjustments. Your expectations need some adjusting. It's interesting. I feel like you feel stuck and that your momentum is blocked. And so if you're feeling stuck and your momentum is blocked, and I'm seeing some swords here, I feel like that something that might set that block free is shifting your focus, making some adjustments when it comes to your expectations, and your feeling of how confident you feel. I feel like you're missing some guidance here, and I feel like no one can guide you right now. Even as you're listening to this reading, I can't help but think that you're thinking, no, that's not it. That's not it. And it's like you might need to consider that the focus you have needs some adjusting. Because if you're focusing that whatever it is you're trying to create isn't going to work, and that you don't have the skills and abilities to do it, that's going to lower your confidence. And then you've got these expectations that need adjustments as well, because you might be looking at things and thinking, well, it's perfect the way it is. This is exactly how I want to do it, and I'm not going to change it. And that might not be realistic. You might need to make some adjustments. And I feel like right now, it's true, your commitment really is being tested, because are you going to give up and just walk away? Or are you going to make those adjustments? Are you going to make those adjustments so that your expectations are more open, and you're more open to feeling feedback from others, to hearing feedback from others? Or, you know, it's very interesting. It's really playing a number on your confidence here. And I feel like you're tempted to just sort of throw in the towel a little bit prematurely here. You're in a moment of transition. This is actually the perfect time for you to sort of examine where your blocks are presenting themselves, so that you can move away from them. And when I see that Eight of Cups in reverse, that tells me that you're not necessarily willing to make adjustments right now, but that's exactly what would help this situation, is if you're willing to make some adjustments to your expectations and your outlook, you won't feel as blocked, and you will feel more confident in your ability to be prosperous. I mean, seeing that prosperity lies ahead card is a Taurus card. It is a new moon in Taurus. So you need a new moon in yourself right now, a new fresh perspective, a clean slate when it comes to your expectations and your willingness to be more open. Yeah, let's see. Let's clarify for you, Taurus. Okay, so that fell right on top of the card it wanted. Nine of Pentacles coming out to clarify. And we're seeing the Magician and the Eight of Swords. Let me get all your cards out. Oh, the Moon was with that one too. Okay, and the Knight of Cups. Oh, wow. Yeah, you're sort of shooting yourself in the foot here, Taurus, with this. It's a little bit self-sabotaging. Your guard is way up. You're not open to feedback. You are manifesting all the time, but the problem is if you're overthinking the negative outcomes, if you're sort of being blocked by fear, and you can't see the whole picture so that you can be reassured yet. So it's almost like you're feeling really blocked by your own thinking right now. And like I said, you're always manifesting, right? Whatever you focus on will expand. And so that's sort of sabotaging this project or this idea or this work that you're doing. It's blocking your creativity. It's blocking your overall momentum and flow, lowering your confidence, making you feel indecisive and hesitant. And that is creating this, there is really a need for adjustment here, because this is really creating a more self-sabotage than anything because of where your focus is at. And how your emotions are sort of working right now in a way that's not open. You're not open, and your expectations of this situation right now are not realistic because of where your focus is at. Now, on that Six of Swords, we see the Seven of Swords and the Death card in reverse, leaving the Two of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So, Taurus, that really makes me feel like by not feeling open, by not allowing yourself to make some adjustments here, it's almost like you think by making adjustments you're giving up. You're not. You're just reacting to and responding to how something is growing around you, and you're making the necessary adjustments. As I look at this Seven of Pentacles, it's like, he's got to respond to the crops, whatever he planted, he has to sort of respond to those crops by trimming them, maybe by pruning some of them, maybe by removing some of them to move and make way for other plants to grow. It's like you have to make some decisions here about where you need to make some adjustments. And making adjustments doesn't mean that the overall plan is gone. I feel like you're very guarded right now, and you're trying to make something very specific happen, but I feel like you're not allowing for any adjustments here. It's very interesting. You're sort of at a crossroads right now where you've got to decide, are you going to continue pursuing this the way you're pursuing it, or are you going to allow your expectations to shift? Are you going to let your guard down? Are you going to accept that some things need to change in order for this to be successful? Or are you going to continue to sort of deceive yourself into thinking that this isn't, if it doesn't work this way, then it's done. Then I'm taking it out, I'm throwing out this whole concept, throwing out the whole idea. And I feel like that would be short-sighted, because you could be very successful here, but it's almost like you need to adjust how you're looking at this situation, and whether or not you're sort of stuck in fear instead of moving towards a more optimistic perspective. I feel like this is something that is bringing up a lot of past issues for you, and it's making you sort of lose your confidence. It's almost like you're like, well, I'm not going to be successful. I've never been successful, and so why would this be successful? So I'll just keep my guard up, and I'll just keep doing things the way I'm doing them, even though there are signs that I need to make some adjustments here. I think that there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear around this. There's fear that you won't be successful, but you're focused so overly on that fear that that's what you're expanding. And so we need to shift that perspective, make some adjustments there, so that you can see something grow instead of watching it stand still. Yeah, this is very interesting. Let's see, what is the final guidance here for Taurus? Final guidance for Taurus. Fertility. Yeah, to make something grow, sometimes we need to tap into that frequency of fertility. The card says the frequency of fertility invites us to be more open, more courageous, more creative, more joyful. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a new, grander expression of ourselves. Exactly. Like, this guidance does ring true for this reading, because this tells me that you're not open and that you don't feel courageous and that your creativity is blocked and that you're probably not feeling overly joyful right now. These are the adjustments that are required for you this week, Taurus. And I feel like prosperity awaits you, but you almost need to shift first. You need to become in alignment with that prosperity before you see anything here. So making adjustments, being open, and feeling confident is key for you this week. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this reading has resonated for you. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing. If you would like a personal reading, you can find that information in the description below. As always, I'm sending you so much love and light, and I look forward to reading for you again soon. Take care, my friends.